NASA changed human history. They took us to the moon, sent machines beyond our solar system, and showed us the universe like never before. But there were moments when everything almost went wrong. Moments where a single mistake could have ended lives, missions, and trust in space exploration forever. We see the glory, the launches, the cheers. But we don't see the fear, the cold sweat, the silence in the control room when reality breaks. This is the story of the day NASA almost failed humanity. We look at NASA as a symbol of perfection, billions of dollars, the brightest minds on the planet, global attention on every single move. We expect them to get everything right, to conquer the stars without a single mistake. But space is a cruel teacher. It doesn't care how smart you are. It doesn't care how much money you spend. One wrong calculation, one small failure, is all it takes to turn a mission into a nightmare. It started quietly. April 1970, Apollo 13 was on its way to the moon. A routine mission, almost boring for the people watching back home. Then an explosion. An oxygen tank had burst. 3 men, thousands of miles from Earth, trapped inside a dying spacecraft. Houston, we have a problem. The words were calm, but the situation wasn't. Oxygen was leaking. Power was fading. Back on Earth, everything went silent. NASA engineers had to figure out how to bring them home, using almost nothing. They weren't supposed to make it back, but somehow they did. Years later, the problem wasn't survival. It was embarrassment. The Hubble Space Telescope, the most powerful eye ever built. Billions spent to see the beginning of time. But when the first images came back, they were blurry, completely out of focus. All that money, and it couldn't even see straight. A tiny error in the mirror. That's all it took. NASA became the target of jokes. Criticism was everywhere. It felt like we had reached for the stars and failed. Until astronauts were sent to fix it. And slowly, the blind eye began to see. Then came a mistake that's hard to believe. 1999. The Mars Climate Orbiter. Everything was going as planned until it reached Mars. And then it disappeared. No signal, no orbit. The reason? One team used metric units. Another used imperial. That's it. One tiny mistake, and a $300 million spacecraft was destroyed. Just like that. But the darkest moment came earlier. January 28, 1986. The Challenger launch. Excitement was everywhere. Millions were watching live. A teacher was on board. Students across the world were watching their own in space. Then, 73 seconds after launch, everything was gone. The sky filled with smoke, and the world stood still. 7 lives lost. Later, it was revealed. Engineers had warned about a failure, but the launch happened anyway. It wasn't just a mistake, it was a decision, and it changed everything. These moments forced us to face the truth. NASA isn't perfect. It never was. Behind the missions, behind the technology, are humans, and humans make mistakes. Space is not just difficult, it's unforgiving. Every success we celebrate is built on failures we don't like to remember. The path to the stars is not clean, it's messy, and sometimes painful. But we didn't stop. NASA didn't stop. They learned. They improved. They rebuilt. Apollo 13 became a story of survival. Hubble became one of the greatest tools in human history. Every failure made them better, stronger, smarter, more careful. We didn't give up on space, and it didn't push us away. We still look at NASA as a symbol of greatness.